Hey there, good afternoon, or whatever time it is you're watching this. But it is another fine spring day here in the Mid-South. Hopefully the cold is gone and we're going to stay in the 50s, 60s, 70s on into spring now. So I thought I'd get out. Probably going to head back to that same pattern that was starting to develop the last time I was out. Pre-spawn, shallow flats. Obviously you're going to have a jig tied on, and I'll put a little trailer on it. That way I can pitch into that buckbrush, into the branches. Also, trusty square bill, your typical shallow water around. If you got any rocks, brush, trees, the square bill helps deflect off of those. You don't really want to fish it unless you're coming in contact with something. It's much better if it's coming in contact with something. Thirdly here, what I caught that 5-pounder on the last time out, this spinner. If the water's a little bit clearer, I'll go with a white or a white and a brown color. If it's a little bit more stained, I go with this chartreuse with the gold willow leaf blades. Next, double fluke setup. I don't have the flukes on here. I'll put those on when I get to the water. If they're cruising those flats, this is a really wonderful tactic. I know if you work it real fast, you can work it on top of the water, but you can also work it just under the water. And then lastly, a chatterbait style lure here. I think this is I don't know who makes this one, maybe Clune. But this is one of those ones, if you got some sporadic vegetation, you can pop it through. This one has a little bit more of a weedless style hook on it. Also, it's good for those flats. Once again, you can fish it towards the bottom without hanging a bunch of junk if they're not wanting to come to the top. Here's a bass. Well, that's a good one too. I didn't think it was a good one. It was coming towards me. Oh yeah! It is a good one. It came off. I knew it wasn't hooked well. This was the first bite I got right here. Whew. Here we go. That feels like a pretty decent fish. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! That's a chubby bass right there. Oh, praise the Lord. Chatterbait bite right there. Hooked good, hooked good. That's a 3.5-pounder right there. Maybe a 4, right at 19 inches. Oh yeah. That's a good bass. Let's get her back in the water. There she goes. Well, a quick update. It's picked up the wind a little bit here, but we just caught our second decent bass of the day. Not a lot of numbers yet. Just 2 decent ones. Had a couple other bites that have gotten off, but one right under 4, one right under 3.5. So we're working on a little over 7-pound bag with 2 bass boated now. So we'll try to find a couple more and maybe just maybe a kicker. Here we go. Oh! Oh! That was the kicker. That was the kicker. Oh, right where it needed to be. All the way back in that thick part right there. I don't know how that came off. Oh, man. Oh, that was the kicker. Oh, I had a good hook set. It looked pinned. It looked pinned through the mouth. It obviously wasn't. Unless I just caught barely that lip. But I let it eat it. Oh, well, on the good side, we're doing the right things. Good thing I don't fish for tournaments, because that one would haunt you right there. Oh, that's a baby one. That's a baby one. You want to see just how hungry these bass are. Look at the size of that jig and the size of that baby bass. When you're talking a 8-inch bass and a 4-inch jig. Here we go. Little one. Little baby bass. Here we go. Little baby. Look at the tiny. Oh. If that doesn't show you how feisty these bass are, a bass that small needs a selfie. There goes. It's an armadillo. Oh, there's a bass. That looks like a spot, doesn't it? That doesn't look like a largemouth. Look at that one. That looks like a spotted bass right there. They usually have a little bit redder eyes. They'll be whiter, and then sometimes you can see down here on the bottom side, they'll have these little spots running down on their scales here. They'll always have a tooth patch right there on their tongue, and then the smallmouth, the mouth here won't go back behind the eye. It'll be even with the back of the eye. The smallmouth will be about the middle, and the largemouth will be back here. You can see the extension, how much smaller it is. But there's a spotted bass, and they usually have a little bit sharper teeth on their lips, and they'll always have a tooth patch on their tongue right there. Well, there we go. Nice little spotted bass. There you go, little spotted guy. Well, we're back at the house. We got the boat in the garage, charging up the batteries for the next time I get to get out and have a little day fishing. The afternoon started off great. I had 2 good fish right off the bat. Then I had that one really good one get off. That kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. And then I couldn't get any good bites after that. It was all little baby bass, but that's how it goes sometimes. It was still fun to be out. It was a beautiful day. Got to see an armadillo in the daytime in its environment. I've seen a couple of them at night, and I've seen a bunch of them hit on the road. But here in Middle Tennessee, we don't have obviously near as many armadillos as they do in other parts of the country. So that was kind of neat for me. First time I've got to see one, like I said, in its kind of element, doing its foraging and walking its little pathway there, its route in its territory. So that was kind of neat. All in all, a good day, and we've got only better fishing ahead of us here in the next month when we get into the spawn, and then staging back for post spawn. So I'm excited. Hope you're able to get out and do a little fishing. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, share, all that kind of stuff. Until the next time, I'm Daniel, the Low Budget Outdoorsman. God bless.